Hello and welcome back. Today we are giving all the details on Genie Plus, lightning lanes, and when we think it's worth it and not worth it. I traveled to Disney this past December for a wonderfully magical trip. I did a ton of research before the trip and I am excited to share with you all the tips and tricks I learned, what worked and what didn't work, so you can have your best Disney vacation. I am breaking up the content and tips into smaller videos, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a video. Before my trip, I definitely had to do some research into Genie, Genie Plus, lightning lanes, a la carte lightning lanes, so many new words. What are they all? Genie is a complimentary tool within the Disney World app that ultimately is supposed to help you plan your day and maximize your time. You input your top attraction priorities and it gives you recommendations on what to do next. It gives you current and predicted wait times for attractions throughout the day. Its effectiveness is somewhat questionable, but I think it may get better over time as the AI becomes smarter. Genie Plus is basically the new Fast Pass, but now costs money. It's a way to bypass the regular lines and get on rides quicker. It costs $15 plus tax per ticket, about $16 for Disney World. If you want to buy it for only certain days of your trip, then you need to wait until 12 a.m. on the day of your visit. If you pre-purchase it before your trip, you have to purchase it for your entire stay. For example, if you have 4 park days in your upcoming trip, you can pre-purchase Genie Plus, but you'd have to get it for all 4 park days and pay $60 for each person on top of the ticket prices. If you want it just for 1 or a few park days, you have to buy it after 12 a.m. on the day you're going to that park. We didn't want it for our whole trip, so we would just buy it around 6:30 a.m. the day of, before making our first ride reservation. Which brings us to the next part. So you've purchased Genie Plus. How do you use it? What does it get you? At each park, there are a list of rides that are lightning lane rides. Magic Kingdom has the most lightning lane rides / attractions at 20. I'll put the link below with the lists for each park. With Genie Plus, you can reserve a time for a lightning lane ride. You then show up at your reservation time and get to go in the lightning lane, bypassing the normal line. Any lightning lane I was in was either a walk-on or max 10 to 15 minute wait, so it is very quick. The kicker is the reservation part. To make a reservation, you simply go into the Disney World app, see what times are available for the ride you want, and choose one. You can make your first ride reservation starting at 7 a.m. the day of. After making a reservation, you are locked out of making a subsequent reservation until one of two things happens. Either you use your reservation, aka you scan your pass at the lightning lane entrance, or 2 hours have passed. Another caveat is that if you book a reservation before park opening, you have to wait until 2 hours after official park opening to book your next. So a couple of scenarios. You wake up at 7 a.m., you book Peter Pan's flight for 9 a.m., you show up at Peter Pan's flight at 9 a.m., scan your pass at the Lightning Lane entrance, and now you can make your next Lightning Lane reservation. Scenario 2. You wake up at 7 a.m. and book Peter Pan's flight for 3 p.m. Park entry time is 9 a.m. You have to wait until 11 a.m. to book your next reservation, 2 hours after park opening. Scenario 3. You are in the park, it's 11 a.m. You book Peter Pan's flight for 3 p.m. You can book your next reservation at 1 p.m., 2 hours since your last booking at 11 a.m. It is possible to cancel a reservation. Say you book a reservation for 10 a.m., but then a minute later you see a different reservation you want. You can cancel the one you just made and you're reset. You can book the new one you want as soon as you cancel that first one. Do note that times can change from one screen to the next. I would click a reservation time, say for 10:15, and then when it went to the next screen to confirm the reservation, it had changed to 1 p.m. We'll talk about strategies for Genie Plus a little later, but let's first finish our tour of new park add-ons and vocabulary with our next topic, a la carte lightning lanes. A la carte lightning lanes are rides that have a lightning lane, aka bypass the standby lane, option, but they aren't included in your Genie Plus purchase. You have to pay a separate fee for the privilege of using that lightning lane. There are only 1 to 2 a la carte lightning lanes at each park. For example, at Magic Kingdom, you can buy a la carte reservations for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and or Space Mountain. The price will fluctuate depending on park busyness and demand, and can range between $7 to $15 per ride per person. You can make Lightning Lane a la carte purchases starting at 7 a.m. if you're a Disney Resort hotel guest. Otherwise, you can make your first purchase when the park opens. For both Lightning Lanes and Genie Plus, you can only go on a ride once. If you want to go on a ride a second time, you have to do standby. So those are our attraction riding add-on options. Let me know if you have questions below in the comments, and I'll answer to the best of my ability. Let's move on to strategy. When is Genie Plus worth it? When are a la carte Lightning Lanes worth it? Let's start with Genie Plus. Is it worth it? Most of the time, I think no. For Magic Kingdom, I think yes. Magic Kingdom is the one park where we bought Genie Plus. Magic Kingdom has a ton of rides, the most of any of the parks, and is usually the busiest of the parks. It is especially worth it if you're like me and only going for one day and want to do most of the rides. If rides aren't as important to you and you like more of the food and just want to do a few rides and don't mind waiting in line, then I think you can skip it. If you have a larger group, it can quickly become cost prohibitive at $15 per person. Genie Plus in Magic Kingdom, with a combination of early park hours and extended evening hours, let me ride 17 attractions in one day. I'm currently making that video and it'll be up soon. So if you're interested in how I tackled all those rides without getting burned out, stay tuned. The $15 per person was definitely worth it for me for Magic Kingdom, when I could bypass the hour-long lines and just walk on. One thing to keep in mind is that reservations will run out. Popular rides such as Jungle Cruise and Peter Pan's Flight are known to run out of reservation time slots. If they run out, the only way to ride them is standby, even though you've paid the $15. So I think if you get Lightning Lanes, to make it worth it, you have to commit to an early morning. Wake up at 7 a.m., get that first reservation locked down. Something to take advantage of is to book that next Lightning Lane as soon as you've tapped into your Lightning Lane line. You may want to prioritize reservations for those more popular rides that may book up, especially if they're on your must-ride list. As you are making and canceling reservations, so is everyone else. So reservation slot availability is constantly changing. One moment, there may not be a slot for Peter Pan until 6:50 p.m. Refresh your phone screen and next it's at 4 p.m. So keep refreshing the app and don't be afraid to invoke that 2-hour rule, especially when you know you're about to get some food, or better yet, combine a food trip with an a la carte Lightning Lane. Right before that break, make that reservation for Jungle Cruise, which is for 8 hours from now at 7 p.m., and let that 2 hours run out while you eat your lovely lunch and use an a la carte Lightning Lane. 2 hours will pass before you know it, and you can now make a new reservation, knowing that you have Jungle Cruise in the bag for the evening. I didn't use Genie Plus at Hollywood Studios, Epcot, or Animal Kingdom. The only one I kind of regret not getting Genie Plus for was Epcot. Maybe. Let me explain. I was able to go on all the rides and see the shows at Animal Kingdom through the use of early park hours from being a Disney hotel guest and a la carte Lightning Lanes. For Hollywood Studios, there were some rides I didn't really care about going on, so I was able to get on the big rides and the rides I wanted, some multiple times, through early hours and a la carte Lightning Lanes. Epcot was where things got a little messy. The World Showcase is a full day or more in itself. Try to add in rides and you may be disappointed in what you can get done. I was there during the holiday festival on a Friday, and it was crowded. Food lines were insane, and rides that usually aren't busy, like Living with the Land, which usually has a 5 to 10 minute wait, was 30 to 40 minutes. Figment was 60 minutes. It was crazy. I think if you're wanting to do both food and rides in Epcot, and it's a busier day than usual, Lightning Lanes might be worth it. For a la carte Lightning Lanes, I bought Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at Magic Kingdom, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance at Hollywood Studios, and Flight of Passage at Animal Kingdom. I think Rise of the Resistance and Flight of Passage are definitely worth it. We had early hours for both of those parks, and by the time we got to either ride to try to do it without a la carte pricing, waits were already 70 plus minutes. It was insane. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, that's another discussion. Stay tuned for my Magic Kingdom ride video where I'll discuss maybe the unpopular, or maybe popular but no one's saying it, 7 Dwarfs Mine Train take. So all in all, I think if it is within the budget, Genie Plus and a la carte lightning lanes can be worth it depending on the park, the rides, and your goals for each park day. That being said, I think it is possible to hit the major rides in one day without Genie Plus or a la carte lightning lanes if you strategize well and prioritize. No matter what, Disney is amazing, and the best laid plans can always get tossed out the window depending on weather, ride closures, and unexpected crowds. So know that the true fun of Disney is just experiencing it, and don't let the pressure of getting a list of things done get in the way of experiencing the moment. I hope you found this video informative. If you liked the video, I'd love it if you give the video a thumbs up. Planning for Disney can be a lot, so I hope this helped. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, or leave any additional tips to help others with their trips too. More Disney videos and travel vlogs will be rolling out, so if interested, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you soon.